Dan, I know it's been something you've been working on for a long time, but when did you first make a push towards World Rugby to have these rules changed?
I think you were sitting around the table with me when we first had that conversation, mate. It stems back about probably about 7 or 8 years ago, when it was just a concept of we needed a voice as Pacific Islanders. We didn't have one. We didn't feel like we had one. We felt like we were providing a lot of players to the world game, but that wasn't being reflected in our economies and our unions back at home. But really, I think the turning moment was when Bill Beaumont was re-elected into the chairmanship, and I know one of the deals that he did to get the Pacific Island votes was to promise that this eligibility would be reviewed. And to be fair to him, I was sceptical when the promise was made. I was actually in supportive of the P-show bid when that was all happening. But fair play, Bill Beaumont has come through, and in a big way for us, and full credit to World Rugby for getting it across the line.
I heard that Joe Schmidt was probably quite pivotal in this. Was that right?
Yeah, he's head of high performance at World Rugby, and within the closed halls, I think he was the very last person to make a pitch, and it was a very close vote. I think it got passed by one vote out of there was 53 votes. All it needed was 12 to go against the motion, and it wouldn't have passed. And I believe we passed with 11 votes went against it. So Joe Schmidt was very persuasive in the end. And so there's a lot of people to be thankful for.
Mate, it doesn't matter how narrow it was. It's gone. It's done. That's the main thing. Look, I suppose one of the Grail-like things that Pacific Islands have been looking for is to have a significant home presence. They're playing play in some format, like the Rugby Championship or whatever. The problem, obviously, with that is, Fiji is about 1 million, and the other two nations about 2. So you're talking about, the size of Birmingham, basically, and it's going to be a long time before you can be independently financing that. Is that the aim in the end, to ultimately do that, or would you just be happy with saying, look, these players can earn probably even more money going abroad, and if they can come back to us, then we're prepared to accept the trade-off?
Yeah, I think firstly, it's probably a long shot for us to ever be involved in the Rugby Championship as it stands. But next year's Pacific Nations Cup with a rejuvenated Samoa and Tonga and Fiji, that's going to be amazing. So you were talking about Malakai Fekitoa, Charles Piatel, Semi Radradra, some of the biggest names in the sport now are going to be in that competition. So I think that's again going to make it massively more profitable. But yeah, no, you're exactly right, Brian. I think this has got to be we've got to look at our governance, because this is an opportunity here for as I said, to drive money back into our game. But unless we've got the people that can in our unions who can harness it and really see it come through to fruition, it's a waste of time. So that's the opportunity's here now, but it's not job done by any stretch of the imagination. It's just one step of a number of things that need to happen for us to get particularly Samoa and Tonga. You mentioned the population. Tonga's 100,000 people. So it's we've got the leg up now, but it's on us now to really maximise that and make it make it work.
Well, you mentioned one or two of the stellar names that could play for Tonga and indeed other nations. Have you spoken to anyone who said, "Yeah, I'm definitely going"?
Well, I know Israel Folau's definitely down for the Tongan team. Lima Sopoanga will come across for Samoa. There's a number of guys, Augustine Pulu for Tonga. I'll tell you what, there's some really handy guys. Stephen Luatua will probably be available for Samoa. So we're talking about some high quality players, but particularly what excites me is those positions where traditionally we struggle to develop. It's those technical positions, the 10, the kickers basically. Every Pacific Islander wants to be a ball carrier and a big hard-hitting centre or back row. No one likes to go out there and spend the hours on end it takes to refine your goal kicking. So to be able to bring those guys back into the fold, in those problematic positions is just going to give us depth and a new level of heights, and competitiveness that we haven't seen for a long, long time.